Tensions were running high as the US and French presidents held a joint news conference at the NATO summit in London. They clashed over a number of issues on ISIS, Russia and even NATO.
Donald Trump hit back at comments made by France's Emmanuel Macron, who labelled the NATO alliance as suffering from brain death. Mr. Trump described the remarks as nasty and insulting. Here's Dominic Waghorn.
In terms of what Donald Trump's going to do today or this evening, anyone's guess really. I mean, it began this morning with what was meant to be a few seconds, letting the cameras in to film him and the Secretary-General of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, turned into a 54-minute press conference where he riffed on any kind of subject from Emmanuel Macron, to the French. He talked about a China trade deal happening after Christmas that sent stock markets going down. He said that America did not support Iranian democracy protesters, which led to the White House having to kind of correct that after he did that. And then he kind of locked horns with Emmanuel Macron, where he said that Emmanuel Macron, referring to NATO as brain dead, was very nasty. Let's have a listen to how he put it in that impromptu press conference.
It's a very tough statement to make when you have such difficulty in France. You look at what's happened with the yellow vests, or you look at what's going on during certain parts of their season. They've had a very rough year. And you just can't go around making statements like that about NATO. It's very disrespectful.
At press conference this morning, Macron and Trump have met. Trump said that his relationship with Macron goes back a long way. He's a great guy. But then there was a pretty tense moment where Trump talks about lots and lots of foreign Islamic State fighters and turns to Macron and says, do you want to have some of them? And Macron feels he kind of seems to have to correct the record and says, let's be serious, and then says there are some foreign fighters, but the priority is dealing with Islamic State. Islamic State is not finished.